last night here in Maine for a very, very, very long time. I'll tell you about the rest of my fish. So before I forget, I just want to say and talk about what I remember about my fish that I had in Danforth. I remember getting really excited to watch my Danios eat. I went through a lot of frozen bloodworms to feed them. I remember thinking of my baby Daniel that I had in August of 2024, my 3 giant Danios I bought from Serendipities. I remember thinking of him as a 1 because he was actually my fish, because he was born in my conditions. He meant a lot to me. He went through so many different tanks, and then at one point I brought him back to Serendipities because I was working there and I thought that I wasn't able to accommodate him. It was mine in the end before I gave him away. Very strong fish. I admittedly didn't watch my Danios much. I really loved the Danios. I'm glad I've got them kind of archived in their earlier years on my YouTube channel. About 3 months ago, actually, I got a red beta from Petco that was inside of a cup that was in the way back of the Petco beta section. He quickly became one of my favorite fish I've ever had in my life because he reminded me of a little dog, a little puppy. Because of how much I actually loved that fish, I bought another beta. I rescued him from a pet store that was local to me that doesn't take very good care of their fish. Long story short, this fish was so beautiful, and I noticed that it had such severe fin rot and was sitting in a cup right in view of other fish that were like swimming around and had much more space. I realized I could take this guy home, give him some Maricin, make him feel better. And I just got to his 4th day of Maricin treatment, and I had to leave him. Tomorrow is his 5th day of treatment, and then he gets rehomed. But beautiful beta. I'm not sure what kind, as well as the first beta I talked about. I'm not sure what kind. I love betas, and that will probably be my first fish back into the hobby. So as I eat my dinner in my cabin hotel in beautiful rural Maine, my last night here in Maine for a very, very, very long time. I'll tell you about the rest of my fish. In July, I went camping with my older brother, and very long story short, he caught a chain pickerel in a net, and I ended up bringing that chain pickerel home and kind of observing it for a while inside of a 20-gallon. Long story short, I released this pickerel because I realized I wasn't going to be able to house it. I purchased a bunch of guppies, feeder guppies, from my local fish store in hopes of feeding them to the pickerel. Lo and behold, the pickerel didn't eat them. I got attached to the guppies because they were really cute. There's about 7 of them, two males and 5 females. I love guppies in general. So those are it for my downstairs tanks. 2 betas, my 4 giant Danios, and my guppies. For my upstairs tanks, start with an Odell aquarium. It's got the Odell branded sticker on it. It's at least 42 years old. It's an Odell aquarium, which in
1973 they liquidated with AGA, and AGA is now Aqueon.
So at its youngest, it's 42 years old. I found it in a garage or in a shed that I was cleaning out for somebody who contracted me for work, just for like back work, bull work. While I was cleaning that out, I found the tank and I asked him if I could have it, and he told me I could have it. Inside of that tank, after I cleaned it up and got it ready and cycled, I put in 1 Florida flagfish. This Florida flagfish is a little special because from like January to June, I worked at my local fish store in Holton, Maine, which just so happened to be my childhood fish store that I went into all the time, Serendipities. While I was working there, this little Florida flagfish came in, and she was in a tank with barbs and I believe apistogrammas, and she basically hid all the time. I never saw her, but when I did see her was when I was cleaning the tank. And so I was like, I love this little fish. I'm going to take her home. And so I've had her probably for about 5 or 6 months. I'm really going to miss her because she went from this tiny little timid, hiding inside of a cave from the other fish all day, to nibbling algae and going and exploring everywhere and being super curious and super happy and super hungry. Second to last tank I want to talk about is my 29-gallon tall. Inside of that tank, I have my oldest fish, my 6-inch common pleco. He's beautiful. Just recently, his plates become super visible. Well, they show the intricacies of his biology. I've had him for a year and 8 months. He's got an attitude. He hides all the time. I have a bristlenose pleco in there with him, and he's always picked a fight with the bigger Pleco. I bought 4 bristlenose Plecos about a year ago, and 3 of them passed away to what I'm assuming is bad genetics. He is the one that survived. Also inside of that tank, I have 2 Chinese algae eaters that I purchased with my mom.
Very aggressive, dude.
And finally, inside of the 29-gallon, I have 3 other Florida flagfish. Now, when I purchased these, I bought them because of the first flagfish that I mentioned. When I purchased them, they were labeled as Florida flagfish killie, and I purchased them. They basically beat the shit out of my other flagfish, the OG flagfish. They're good fish. They're fun fish. Also dicks to all the other fish in the tank. Last tank is the first tank that I set up in 2024, and it's my 15-gallon tank with my corridors and with my White Cloud Mountain minnows. I've got 6 albino corridors thriving right now, and they've actually bred a couple of times. Enough for me to notice the fry of an albino cory a couple of times as I was cleaning the tank out without trying to isolate the eggs and hatch the cories out myself. I also have a bandit cory. She's my second oldest fish. I got her, maybe a few days after I got my common Pleco. And I got her with another cory, a bandit cory, and the other bandit cory ended up passing away a couple of months in. I love her so much. She's so goofy. She keeps to herself. She doesn't bother other fish. She looks out for other fish. I have a longfin palliatus, a long fin as his dorsal fin, and many times he's gotten it chomped off. Poor baby. But I purchased a pair of them, and he is the sole survivor. So the last fish that I own are also in the 15-gallon. These fish are my cory's pets. They're White Cloud Mountain minnows, long thought to be extinct in the wild, but most recently discovered was a population found in China again, but in a completely different location. It could be different fish, but they're tough as nails. I've had them for probably 9 months now, 10 months. They eat anything you put in the tank. They don't fight with anything. They're quick enough to avoid most fish that are kind of territorial. They enjoy light, but they also will take advantage of shade from plants. They can be in cold water. I hope to have a 55-gallon with 30 of them someday. Goodbye, you guys.